Welcome back to the inaugural return, first of the 15th, welfare check edition of the Miss on Point podcast. I am your illustrious host, Eric Mathis. With me, as always, Dr. Joe Bellon, and a new member to the podcast, the one and only Sean Ridley.
What's going on, world?
That's Master Sean Ridley, not Doctor yet, but
yeah, get it right. Come on.
Right.
But it's crap master thesis is a better question.
The crap master thesis, a Paul Barman reference for the Missed on Points audience.
There we go. We're starting off with a bang. NFL season makes no sense. The Atlanta Falcons with the illustrious Matt Ryan, they are currently 6-0. Bellon, this is your time to come to eat and grow. I apparently have forsaken the Atlanta people, and because of that, they have blessed me with Matt Ryan as MVP. What's going on?
Well, obviously, you need to shut the hell up about Matt Ryan for a second. Now, I will give you this. Until he actually wins a playoff game, there's only so much crow you actually have to eat. But you did go completely crazy for a little while there and start talking about how we'd rather have Tim Tebow, who, as last I checked, was not having a great season.
Listen,
and that was clearly insane. But Ryan's playing real well.
With Tim Tebow, you get a quarterback, a running back, a punt blocker. I think a tight end and a water boy. All that's five players.
You forgot Team Chaplin.
Team Chaplin. There you go.
I don't think he's been helping out the Jets too much, though. So,
really, what do you think about the current NFL season? What has surprised you so far? Clearly, the 49ers have amazed us with a 5-2 record. With the
We're on pace to do worse than we did last season. Here, this is the thing I'll say about the Falcons. They've had two very disappointing games over these last 2 weeks. I don't see them being undefeated for long.
No.
All right, like, the NFC South, though it is not a great division, I'm not trying to see Drew Brees at any point, and I don't think the Falcons have it in them just yet. I mean, like you said, Bellon, they had to win a playoff game, and they might have to still show I don't want to say they need to show more defense, but you got to be able to lock somebody down at some point. I don't think the Falcons have it.
Well, we got to learn to defend the run.
Yeah. No, but in terms of surprises, we were talking about this earlier. I'm surprised that the Vikings are winning football games.
Yes.
All right, they beat the snot out of the 49ers. And, I mean, what are they, 5-2 now? Adrian Peterson's ACL was ripped the other way last time I saw it. And now all of a sudden he's running like he was before the injury. It doesn't make any sense.
Listen, I have told everyone, that's Purple Jesus. You respect Purple Jesus. Okay? You just don't. Not only does he
Black Jesus we're going to have in the NFL.
So what?
How many Black Jesuses we're going to have in the NFL? All right.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. There are several Black Jesuses in the NFL. No, the biggest surprise for me is everything that's happening kind of in the AFC. I'm not going to lie. I was on the bandwagon that the Pats would lose maybe one game when I saw their schedule.
When did that bandwagon start up?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that bandwagon.
It's the same bandwagon that hates Matt Ryan. Get on the bandwagon.
It's a shitty bandwagon.
Like 3 players from the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
How many?
3.
That are not currently ESPN analysts.
Also true.
Tom Brady.
Offense is their best defense, for sure.
Yes, Rob Gronkowski. Wes Welker. Yeah. But no, seriously. Raise your hand if you thought that the New York Jets, after 6 weeks, would be a game out of first place.
I wouldn't have thought that was beyond the pale. Like, I didn't think that was going to be the case, but...
You love Tebow.
No, I honestly thought they would suck. But I wasn't on board for how awesome the Pats were. They don't have a defense. Vince
Wilfork, that's one.
The fact that Belichick basically had to be forced to play Wes Welker. I mean, that's nuts. That's nuts.
That is the sign of stupidity.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that. I think Sean's right that the Vikings are definitely one of the biggest surprises. The fact that the Cardinals have won any games is kind of shocking to me. And I have to say, the other story that you have to talk about, and since we're Falcons fans, we don't like to say this out loud, but there's no one who thought the Saints would be this bad at this point. No. Stop raising your hand, Mathis. We can go back and check.
I'm sorry.
We can go back and check the tape.
Who called the upset special?
You didn't call it before that. You've gotten yourself confused with Bomani Jones. Which I understand why you would want to do.
Where's the belt?
Yeah, exactly. Where's the pinky ring is the question. But like, you didn't call that. I didn't call that. I said they would be 9-7 at best. But I think they could be a lot worse than that. That's to me the big surprise in our division.
In the words of our illustrious leader of the free world, check the transcripts. I did say that the Saints would be at probably 7-9. They would not have a winning record. Listen. Bomani Jones stole my line. I told you, Sean Payton. Look, if Sean Payton is such a great head coach, you are not better without him. There's no way.
Well, and
Sean Payton right now is coach of the year.
They had no defense anyway.
Right, Sean Payton ain't tackling nobody.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right, and they aren't getting tackles. They aren't covering deep, and they damn sure ain't stopping the run. All right.
No, they don't believe in defense in New Orleans. You know, it's like Michael Vick and dog leash laws. You know, they didn't believe in that. So
I got too many dogs for these leashes.
How about how bad the Eagles are too? That's the other thing that is a very surprising outcome for me. I didn't think they'd suck this much.
What is their record? 3-3?
Yeah, and they look awful. They are an ugly 3-3.
Yeah,
what's an ugly 3-3? It's like dating a girl who's like a 7. Is that what we're saying?
No, don't even go there.
No.
6.5?
No, I'm married.
It's like dating a girl who's a 6.5 and telling your homies about it. And being proud. That's where they are right now.
No, you guys. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You know what I think is worse though? The Eagles can still make the playoffs. Explain to me why Cam Newton cries so much and wears a cashmere sweater in Carolina. That team's terrible.
He's on that purple drink.
No, why you got to be on purple drink? Because he stole laptops from Florida? Neil Blackman?
Damn, he went there. No, Cam Newton is, he's not having the best season. He's nowhere near where he was last year, but he is also getting very little help. They are not running the ball at all, and they have Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams, they went out and got Tolbert, and Cam Newton is still their leading rusher. That makes zero sense to me for somebody who's supposed to be their franchise.
They got a lot of coaching problems.
I think they assumed that all they had to do was throw the ball to each other.
Well, yeah, they just fired the GM.
Yeah, there's a lot of team coaching problems. Philly is one of them.
Yep.
What's that?
Yeah, Philly's one of them. The Saints, obviously, are having coaching problems. I couldn't believe that the Cardinals won any games. I think they're coming back down to earth now, but it was kind of shocking that they did well earlier in the season. The other thing is that from a fantasy perspective, this year is completely effed. Like, all of your traditional fantasy powerhouses, except for Adrian Peterson, have been playing awfully, and every week it's some other random player. I actually had a week where I uttered the words, I should have started Alex Smith, which is not something you should ever say in a fantasy world.
Look, even 49ers fans are like, I would never utter the phrase, we should have started Alex Smith.
My first drop this year was Michael Crabtree.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I got fooled by that twice too. Yeah, well, somebody's got to catch the ball for the 49ers.
Yeah, yes, that's how everyone is. Someone has to catch the football. Someone? Seriously. You know what? We're missing one other big news story, and that's the Broncos. They were supposed to be kind of challenging in the AFC West. They don't start playing until the second half, and they're always down. Do you expect for them to challenge for the AFC title? Because I don't.
The AFC title or just the AFC West?
What does that mean to challenge for the AFC title?
To have a chance to get to the AFC Championship.
I don't think they can beat the Texans.
Yeah, but
no.
But you don't want to see them in the playoffs. You don't want to see Peyton Manning in the playoffs.
No, that's Peyton. We're talking about Peyton, not Eli.
No, I think this incarnation of Peyton. You don't want to see the team that has the ridiculous comebacks play you in the playoffs. I think the Texans would dominate them. I think a team that had a really strong running game and a good defense is hard for the Broncos to play. But and that's definitely the Texans.
You don't think Brady shreds them again?
No.
Why not?
So,
I think Peyton gets better as the season goes on. I think their defense hasn't played as well this year as it did last year, and at some point it's going to start. I don't think that they will be as bad the next time they play the Pats, if they play the Pats again, as they will the first time. I think they get better as the year goes on. Maybe I'll be wrong. But
2 questions for Sean. Sean, Are you related to Stephen Ridley? And what are your thoughts on the Broncos?
Oh, God, I wish I was related to Stephen Ridley because I would take that check any day of the week. But my thoughts on the Broncos is I think they have a pretty decent route to the AFC West. I think that between the Raiders and the Chargers, that they can do whatever they need to make it there. And then, like you were saying earlier, Bellon, once the playoff starts, it's anybody's game. You know, you don't want to see Peyton Manning. He has way more experience. The Texans aren't the greatest team in the league. Like, I understand they might be the best team in the AFC. I understand that this league is not, I mean, this year isn't as strong as other years. But, yeah, I see the Texans being beatable. And from that, like, the Broncos could make a run if they do it right. I mean, they also have great coaching. Like, John Fox isn't a slouch.
Before we get to everyone's top 5